How's it going, everybody? JP here, and welcome to my second annual 31 Days of Horror. We are currently on day number 10, and we're moving along with the Child's Play series, which brings us to, for what is right now, the sixth and final film in the series, and I'm talking about Curse of Chucky, of course. Just came out on Blu-ray a few days ago, this October. Picked it up, watched it for the very first time, and this is going to be my review on the film. I know Andrew was interested in hearing my thoughts on this one, so I'm glad to bring you guys, the Curse of Chucky review. First off, definitely a breath of fresh air from Seed of Chucky. We'll go into the film, I guess. We have a character by the name of Nika, who is in a wheelchair. You can see her on the cover here. She is played by Fiona Dourif, who's actually Brad Dourif's daughter in real life, which I thought was really cool, and it was cool to see. I never even knew about her until this film. Um, I did not know who she was or where she came from. I didn't even know she existed, really. So definitely a fan of her now. I really enjoyed her performance in this film. Definitely look forward to future work from her. Well, she's in a wheelchair. She lives with her mother in a giant mansion-style house. One day she receives a mysterious package in the mail, and it turns out to be a good guy doll named Chucky. And right away we know that Chucky is alive. It doesn't play the, well, is it really the Chucky that we know? Pretty much right away, um, it's kind of obvious that he's alive. It's almost, more obvious to the characters even. There's definite moments where he is in one spot and then nobody touches him, nobody could have got to him, and he's in another spot. So, I thought that was interesting right away that they was, going straight for the he's alive, no playing games here, and, even sticking it right out in front of the characters, and they just, find it a bit weird, but they don't really, instantly come to the conclusion, oh shit, the doll's moved, he must be alive. So, it's definitely good right away from that aspect. I liked it a lot. Um, and basically her mother is dead the next day when she wakes up. They think that it's suicide. We have a priest and her sister's husband, their daughter, and the nanny that they hired come to the house, for the funeral and stuff. And basically, Chucky is alive and has some sort of plans involving this family, and that's where I'll pretty much leave it off. I don't want to go into the plot too much and spoil anything for people who, this is still a brand new film. A lot of people have not seen it yet, and so let's get into what I liked about it. First of all, I think this film is multi-layered. For a Child's Play film, it might be the most layered. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's subplots. There's just a whole bunch of layers to this one, which I found, super awesome for a Child's Play film, and especially a direct-to-video Child's Play film, and especially a sequel coming off of Seed of Chucky, which had no layers. So that is awesome right away. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of ways to look at things, and there's a lot of, subplots and stuff in it, and it makes sense. And right away there's a scene early on which I was, kind of dubbed in my head the Russian roulette dinner scene, and it has nothing to do with a gun, but there is a I hope this isn't giving away too much. I don't think it would be, but Chucky has poisoned one of the dishes at dinner, and we don't know who has the dish. And it's a really suspenseful scene, and it works really well. And I gotta admit, I kind of knew who had it, but I didn't know until, I had my hunch right away, but then I was like, wait, maybe it isn't. But I ended up being right in the end, but the leading up to it was the fun part. Um, Also, it's an interesting aspect that the girl is in a wheelchair. It makes it a cool, slasher film. You don't see that all the time. Um, and Chucky, I will say that he does look a little weird, and I'm not gonna go into it too much. Yeah, I'm not even gonna touch that. So, You know, it kind of, he looks a little bit different, and I'm not super crazy about the look, but towards the end of the film, when his hair gets a little bit more messed up, he looks a little bit better. Um, Now, going into this one, I was praying that they didn't ignore everything and this was a standalone film and stuff like that. And they don't. They, you know, there is mentions of the previous films, which is awesome. You know, I love. It doesn't take much to do it, and I actually got more than what I was expecting in this film. I got more than what I was expecting from this film in general. I was expecting to like it based on other people's opinions, but I was not expecting for it to be as good as it was. And also, what another thing that very much shines that it like surprised me because I wasn't expecting it was how well this film is shot. I think the cinematography in this film is maybe the best in the series, and I would probably say that it's the best in the series. I really liked. I noticed it a lot. You know, it jumped out to me. It wasn't something. You know, I obviously look at the cinematography when I watch movies, but when it jumps out at me and says, "Hey, look, this is looks good," that's awesome. Um, and you know it definitely is very effective. The backdrop with the in the mansion, kind of creepy, dark, rainy, stormy. I like it. Works well. Sets up good atmosphere for a Child's Play film. I will say stick around in the post credits because there's another scene. If you are watching this review before you've seen it, or if you've seen this review and you already seen the movie but didn't see the you know, after the credits, you know, check them out obviously. um, yeah, so uh, there's some good kill scenes too. You know, I enjoyed the kill scenes. Good stuff, man. Um, I'm just really happy about this one. It shows that you can still make a sequel to a film. And it take it back to where it was. They definitely took Chucky back to the super serious, you know, um, dark, you know, scary Chucky. There was some scenes that was kind of creepy a bit, you know. Um, and I don't know what all they CGI'd, but it definitely seemed like there was some CGI'd facial stuff that I didn't care for, unless I'm mistaken. But I think there was, which of course, you know, you kind of expect that now. There was some good scenes where I believe they probably used a you know, a little person to play Chucky. There's a shot from up top, and he's walking down the stairs, and I thought that just looked awesome. And you know, I'm pretty sure that's what they would have done. And it just looked great no matter what they did, I guess. But overall, I'm just really relieved that I liked this because I really wanted to like it going into it. And you know, usually you're let down when you want to like something bad. You know, when you want to like it a lot, you know, sometimes stuff lets you down, and this one definitely did not let me down. It actually was better than I was thinking it was gonna be because ignore my phone. I was thinking it was gonna, you know, possibly let me down. Um, I'm trying to think. There was some other things that I wanted to say. It's just you can't. I would love to go into this with somebody who's seen it because it's you know, um, I don't want to spoil stuff and things like that. But yeah, Curse of Chucky. It was really a fun time. I will say that I'm not. I I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm not sure how I feel about like the ending. There was like a lot of things that happened towards the end. Um, and I liked some of them, but I didn't like, you know, how the film maybe left off. Um, and you know, there's reasons behind that, and I can't really go into them. So that was kind of one of the negatives. Oh, Chucky is also I he still has those like funny moments, but they're nowhere near as like in your face and silly and stupid as like Curse of Chucky, or I mean Seed of Chucky. They're very just real quick, and it's not a huge deal. It doesn't linger on them. It's just Chucky. It's who he is, and that's what I like most about this. It felt like we was getting back to who Chucky really is, as a character, because he is a character that is not just, you know, like a guy in a mask. He has a lot of personality, and I think that they just drowned it out in Seed of Chucky, or yeah, Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky. This one, I think they nailed the Chucky character. Just seen just enough of him. He did the right things. He said the right things. Awesome. Might sound like I'm all praising this film. There are some negatives, and I've touched on them briefly, but I'm just excited that this came out in October, direct to DVD. I'd love to see another one if they're gonna stay with this tone. Uh, this video is getting pretty long. I really didn't touch on everything I wanted to touch on, but I can't really, keep going without spoiling things and stuff. I would rate this film. It's tough. I have to give it an 8. It's an 8 to me. I might be still on a high from just being happy that I liked it, but I'm gonna say an 8. So you know, not as good as the first two, I would say, but definitely right there. After the first two. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new film. We finished up this franchise. There'll be another franchise later on in the month, but not right yet. So see you guys then.